Many pests don't actually need to be killed. They just need to be stopped from reaching your plants in the first place. In this video, I'm going to show you how the system of physical barriers and traps works. It's easily one of the most effective ways to manage your garden naturally. By using simple nets, covers, and smart obstacles, you can protect your garden without a single drop of poison, without harming the good bugs, and without contaminating your soil. Here's what we're diving into today: how to stop pests before they even think about attacking, which physical barriers are actually worth your time, how to set up natural traps the right way, and why this is the absolute foundation of organic gardening. If you want to drastically reduce your losses while keeping your garden 100% chemical-free, this is for you. Most people think pest control is all about killing insects, but that's a huge mistake. The smartest and oldest form of control doesn't start with poison. It starts by stopping the problem before it even exists. Physical barriers and traps work because they don't fight against nature. They simply tell the pests, "You're not getting in." In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use these barriers and traps in your own garden, even if you've never tried them before. No vague theories. No, just trust me. You're going to understand exactly what to use, how to set it up, and most importantly, why it actually works. Pests don't appear randomly. They follow scent, warmth, moisture, color, easy access. A physical barrier doesn't kill the insect. It interrupts access, like locking your front door. You don't fight the thief, you prevent entry. That's why this method is affordable, reusable, non-toxic, effective at any scale. Row covers are lightweight fabrics that let light in, allow airflow, let water pass, but they block flying insects such as whiteflies, moths, carrot flies, butterflies that lay eggs. No landing equals no eggs. No eggs equals no infestation. Row covers work best from planting or right after transplanting. Waiting for pests means you've already lost ground. They are ideal for lettuce, kale, cabbage, broccoli, carrots, beets. Young plants need protection the most. How to set them up, step by step. Use PVC hoops, wire, metal rods, flexible branches. Steps: create hoops over the bed. Lay the fabric over. Secure edges with soil, stones, or staples. Seal all gaps. Even small openings let insects in. Common mistakes: leaving gaps, installing too late, letting fabric touch leaves. Keep space between fabric and plants. What are individual barriers? They're protections placed directly around the seedling, especially during the plant's early stages. They protect against caterpillars, slugs, beetles, stem cuts, cutworms. It's like putting a personal fence around every young plant. Materials you can use. You can use stuff you already have at home. Cut up plastic bottles, bottomless plastic cups, cardboard tubes, thick cardboard rings. None of this needs to be pretty. It just needs to work. How to install correctly. Step by step. Place the ring around the seedling. Bury it at least 2 to 3 centimeters into the soil. Leave the top part 8 to 10 centimeters high. This prevents caterpillars from cutting the stem, slugs from reaching the plant, crawling insects from climbing up easily. This protection is temporary, used in the first few weeks, exactly when the plant is most fragile. When to remove the barrier. You remove it when the stem thickens, the plant grows, the risk of attack decreases, usually after 2 to 4 weeks. After that, the plant can already defend itself better on its own. Why does this work so well? Because most pests attack at night, move through the soil, look for young plants. This simple barrier completely breaks the attack cycle without killing anything. It's pure prevention. So far, you've learned 2 techniques that don't use poison, don't kill beneficial insects, work for everything from small gardens to large farms. In the next part, we'll dive into even more specific techniques: copper barriers, beer traps, and sticky traps. And then, you'll finally understand why they actually work and how to use them without making mistakes. Protection nets and screens, the garden's invisible shield. When we talk about physical barriers, one of the most effective and least understood by beginners is the use of protective nets and screens. They work in a very simple way. They physically block insects from reaching the plant. They don't kill, poison, or repel by smell. They prevent access. You can use insect-proof netting, tulle fabric, fine mosquito nets, agricultural garden mesh. How to use it in practice. Install the net right after planting or transplanting, before pests appear. The net must not touch the leaves, or insects can still feed through it. Secure the edges tightly, closing all gaps. Remove only for maintenance or harvesting. Best against whiteflies, aphids, butterflies that lay eggs, caterpillars, cabbage flies, moths. Common beginner mistake. Installing the net after infestation. Physical barriers are preventive, not curative. Soil barriers. Protecting the roots protects the whole plant. Most beginners only worry about the leaves, but the truth is, many attacks start right in the soil. Soil barriers stop larvae from climbing the stem, pests from laying eggs near the roots, slugs and snails from ever reaching your plant. Practical examples you can use. Collars made from cut plastic bottles, thick cardboard around the stem, a good layer of dry straw, coarse sand, or wood ash. Use these sparingly. How to do it right. Create a loose collar around the stem. Don't make it too tight. Keep the material dry, because moisture actually attracts pests. Make sure to check the soil once a week. This is a game changer for lettuce, kale, cabbage, and especially young seedlings. The golden rule. If the roots are safe, the whole plant stays strong. Sticky traps. Monitor before you fight. Sticky traps aren't just for killing bugs. Think of them, first and foremost, as diagnostic tools. They tell you exactly what's happening in your garden. The two most common types are yellow traps. These attract whiteflies, aphids, and thrips. Blue traps. These are specifically for thrips. How to use them the smart way. Place the trap near the plant, but not touching it. Don't overdo it. Using too many will actually mess up your data. What to look for every week. How many insects are there? What kind are they? Is the number growing? Keep this in mind. If your trap fills up fast, it's a warning sign, not a victory. It means you have a bigger problem to solve. The number one beginner mistake. Thinking that the trap alone will solve everything. The trap is your alarm system, but the real solution comes from your overall strategy. DIY traps. Simple, cheap, and smart. For beginners, homemade traps are a total win-win because they cost next to nothing. They teach you how pests behave. They knock down the population before things get out of control. Example 1. The slug trap. Just take a shallow container, add a bit of beer or something fermented, and bury it at soil level. The slugs are drawn to the smell, they fall in, and that's it. Example 2. The fly trap. Use an old plastic bottle with water, sugar, and a splash of vinegar. Poke some small holes in the sides. Now, keep in mind, these traps won't wipe out every single bug, but they definitely take the pressure off your plants. The golden rule. These work best at the very start of a problem. Don't wait until the infestation explodes. Combining barriers. The secret most people miss. Here's the real game changer for beginners. Backhand index pointing right. No single barrier works on its own for long. The real secret is layering them. Think of it as a smart combo. Netting plus sticky traps. Soil barriers plus manual inspection. DIY traps plus repellent plants. By doing this, you're creating a hostile environment for pests without ever touching a drop of chemicals. The golden rule. If they can't reach the plant, if they can't reproduce, and if you're monitoring them, they can't take over your garden. That is the mindset you need to build a truly resilient garden. Which barrier should you use? One of the most common questions I get is, which one of these should I actually use in my garden? The answer is simple, but it takes observation, not guesswork. Follow this logic. If they're flying in, use nets and screens. If they're crawling from the ground, use soil barriers. If you're not sure what the pest is yet, use sticky traps to find out. If it's a constant struggle, combine 2 or more strategies. Let's look at a practical example. A young kale plant. Net on top, to keep the butterflies out. Soil barrier, to stop the slugs from climbing up. Yellow trap nearby, to monitor everything. This isn't overkill. This is smart prevention. The number one mistake that makes beginners quit. Here's the silent mistake that causes so many people to give up on their gardens. Waiting for the pests to show up before taking action. By the time you see chewed up leaves, eggs, or spots, the problem is already ahead of you. Remember, physical barriers aren't a cure. They are a shield. People who set up their barriers early spend way less time fixing disasters, lose fewer plants, learn much faster, and actually keep their gardens productive. A healthy garden doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be well protected from day one. Barriers don't replace care, they organize it. I want to be very clear about this. Physical barriers are not a substitute for watching your garden, proper watering, living soil, and well-nourished plants. Instead, they organize your care. When a plant isn't under constant attack, it grows way stronger, it reacts better, it produces more, and it's much more resilient to disease. So, barriers aren't magic, but they set the stage for your plants to do what they do best: thrive. Simple tools that make building easy. A lot of people think you need expensive setups, but you really don't. There are some simple, budget-friendly tools that make everything so much easier. Insect-proof netting, low tunnel hoops for those arch covers, garden clips to keep everything in place, sticky traps, lightweight garden mesh. I've put together a list of these products in the video description below. Whether you're looking for a ready-made solution or something for your own DIY project, these will help. Remember, these tools don't replace your knowledge, but they'll definitely save you time and stop you from making common mistakes. Final wrap-up, your next steps. If you've made it this far, you've already mastered the most important lesson. Pests aren't beaten with products alone. They are managed with strategy. In the next video, we're going to dive into another essential system that works hand in hand with physical barriers to make your garden even more resilient. You won't want to miss it. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, save this for later, share it with a fellow gardener, and don't forget to check the description below. I've listed all the materials you need to start building these structures yourself.